This role really is a commitment to equity, diversity, and inclusion, and to working with community in understanding what their needs are, and going alongside a journey with community to better change our systems to serve community members. And really, this role is central to that because it takes all of that work and it embeds it into the day-to-day activities that we carry out as a region, as staff in our programs, and really makes it meaningful to community by reflecting the needs of community. When we focus on removing systemic barriers and issues, racism, discrimination, and when we embed equity and reconciliation in our work, then we're really providing an environment where both we can thrive as staff and community can thrive as citizens. So equity and equality are both really important concepts and often get interchanged and intermixed. But the distinction between the two is actually quite critical to this work. People typically understand equality really well, and that really means things are equal or being equal. Equity really focuses on understanding what the needs are of somebody and responding with those needs, or providing those needs. If you think about 3 boys that are going to run an obstacle course, and there's the obstacle course really is an analogy to a life opportunity. So you have the first boy who has 2 running shoes, and you have the second boy who has 1 running shoe, and a third that has no running shoes, barefoot. And then I have 3 running shoes to give out. So those are the resources to succeed in that opportunity in this scenario. And if I took an equality approach, all things equal, I would give each boy 1 running shoe. So in essence, the first boy, who had 2 to begin with, now has 3. The second boy has 2, which now, at least puts him to the point where he has 2 shoes, one on each foot, and the third boy is still 1 running shoe short, so he only has 1 running shoe to complete this course. You can imagine how that's going to impact the outcome of those boys completing that course. That's an equality approach. If we take an equity approach, what I would do is I would understand what the needs of each boys are, and I would look at what I have to give and respond to those needs. So for the first boy, I would say, you have 2 shoes and 2 feet. You don't need another shoe. If I give you an additional shoe, you're not going to be any more successful in that opportunity or that obstacle course, really. So you're set up for success. To the second boy, I would say, you have 1 shoe, I'll give you 1 shoe. And now you're equal to the first boy in being set up for success and in resources. And to the third boy, I would say, you have no shoes, you get 2 shoes. And now you're also equal to the other 2 boys in the resources you have for this opportunity or that obstacle course. And in this way, the third boy did get more, but that brought him to be equal to the other 2 boys. So in essence, you're using equity to achieve equality amongst the boys. So engagement from an equity lens or community engagement really is more than just communication. It's about relationship building, it's about trust building. And for me, what that really starts with is approaching these relationships with an open heart and an open mind and listening. And by listening, I'm not only listening, but I'm holding space. I'm holding space for community to express what they need, and for me to understand and reflect on what that is and learn from that. The easy part is just going out there or just having conversations. The harder part is understanding what are you going to do with that, and there's a real commitment and a real accountability to when you ask and when you engage, that you actually are doing something with that. These conversations, if approached with the right intention and with that open mind and heart, it really can be a place of healing, and it can be a place for reconciliation, and it can be a place for growth and development. If you really break it down and you think about, I'm just connecting with another person about things that matter to that person and to me, and the outcome of that is a shared understanding or healing or growth, then it's really not that bad, right? When you think about the purpose of the conversation. And you know, with anything else, the more you do it, I'm not saying that you'll always be like, yay, uncomfortable conversation, but you'll appreciate what it does, and you'll appreciate how it opens up doors and how it continues to open minds and how things continue to grow from it. And if you come back after an uncomfortable conversation, then that shows that you're committed, right? And it really shows that you're listening, and that you're not going to give up so easily, right? And that does build trust. I encourage anyone who wants to learn more and is thinking about this to reach out. We're here to help, and I'm happy to have a conversation with anyone that wants to learn more about this work or wants to, move along that journey with us.